Assalamualaikum. My name is Cik Nur Emila binti Cik Rosman. Today we will present to you about our classroom event, which is Food Charity. Food Charity is a charity event where we will collaborate with Club Santuni Asnaf. Club Santuni Asnaf is a non-governmental organization which it was located in Kota Baru, Kelantan. This club often to help people who are in need and Asnaf groups. So through this collaboration, we join hand in giving foods to orphan, elderly, or any strangers or beggars we meet during the event. Instead of giving food, we also arrange a few activities like motivational talks, storytelling, and also again. This event also will be held on 14th June 2024 at Parking Lot UiTM Campus Kota Baru at 9 a.m. until 7 p.m. The purpose of this event is to bring and spread happiness to others. We do believe that this is one of wonderful ways to combat food insecurity by distributing foods into those in need. Not forgetting, this event also was sponsored by Mary Brown in Making Success. With 29 members of this event, also volunteers and participants in this event, I do believe that this event can held smoothly on the day of the event. There are three objectives that we can conclude. The first is, this event can help people from hunger. Second, this event also can help us raising awareness to people around. And the third one is, this event can help spread awareness to others.
Okay, next, we move to the target audience analysis. First, we have the orphans. The demographic for orphans is children and adolescents without a parental care. Next, geographic, we found in orphanage or foster care system within the religions. The psychographic is requires stable support for nutrition, education, and emotional well-being. Next, the elderly. The demographic for elderly is individual 60 and above, often living alone or in an aged house. The geographic is surrounding area, possibly in a specific senior living communities. The psychographic is need a regular nutrition foods, championship, and healthcare support. Next, the low-income families. The demographic for low-income families is families with multiple dependents, often led by the single parents or individual with low-income job. Next, geographic at the surrounding areas. Geography is priorities basic needs such as foods and healthcare. Next, the venue and logistics. Date is 14 June and the time is 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Location is at Parking Lot UiTM Campus Kota Baru. Reason for the selection is a suitable place because it is an open and convenient place to distribute a food. The logistic plan. First, we have a planning phase. The planning phase, we define the goal of the event, such as feeding a certain number of people, raise awareness about people around us, and help spread happiness for strangers. We also need to determine the date, time, and location of the event. We also create a budget for a food procurement, transportation, and any other necessary expenses. We also identify the volunteer member tasks. Second, the food procurement. We have to source a food item from the sponsor. And for the transportation, we providing transportation facilities to distribute foods to people in need. And the distribution, we set up the distribution points strategically in areas with a high needs or accessibility. We also train our volunteers on proper handling. Next, the community and promotion. We advertise the event through the social media, community events, and the storytelling. We also provide a clear instruction on how individuals can access the takeaway meal from us.
Certainly, leveraging platforms like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok can significantly amplify the reach of our food charity effort. Crafting compelling stories, sharing impactful photos, and providing updates about our initiative can engage followers. Encouraging them to share this post further extend our reach, potential reaching a wider audience and garnering more support for our cause. Utilizing hashtag relevant to food charity and tagging influencer account can also help boost visibility. Next is host or participate in local events such as food drive, fundraiser or community fairs to raise awareness and connect with potential supporters. Furthermore, sharing compelling stories of individual or family who have been positively impacted by our charity can invoke empathy and inspire others to get involved or donate. This story humanizes our cause and illustrates the real difference our organization is making in people's life.
There are two parts in budget and financial plan. Firstly is income sources. Income for these events are individual donations and Mary Brown. 29% donates RM15 to the event and the total is RM435. Mary Brown sponsored 200 packs of food set and the total is RM1600. Okay. So total of income sources is RM2035. For expenses, we ran one UiTM bus for RM70. Next is food supplies, which is 200 food bags for RM1060. Then we provide rice and cooking oil as a present for Santuni Asnaf Club. We give 5 bags of rice and the price is RM125 as it is RM25 per bags. We also give 5 bottles of cooking oil and the total is RM40 as it is RM8 per bottles. Lastly is for equipment which are gloves, face masks, lanyards for 25% and trash bins. So the total of the expenses for the event is RM2035. Total income matched the total expenses. So the financial outcome of the event is considered to be a break-even. This means that the total income generated from the event has exactly covered all the expenses incurred.
Now we move to timeline and schedule. At 8 a.m. in the morning, we all participants gathering at parking lot UiTM Kota Baru and boarded the bus. At 10 a.m. is for food collection. We pick up the food from Mary Brown. 11 a.m. is for a lunch time and all the participants can have their lunch and have a break time. At 12 afternoon, we can start our activity event. Meet the orphan and poor people and do some activity together. Activity we can do in the event such as motivation talk, game of spin the wheel, and food bank giving. At 3 in the evening, we can do the giving food that we collect from Mary Brown and pass them to all the poor people and orphans. At 5 o'clock in the evening is for a closing ceremony where we have a thank you and special thanks to our sponsor, organization, and to the team that we collaborate on, especially the Mary Brown and for Club Santuni Asnaf.
special thanks to our sponsor and collaboration such as Mary Brown and Club Santuni Asnaf to make this event successful. At 6 p.m. is for clean up and wrap up, where we clean up the venue. And going back to UITM Kota Baru.
So we have one sponsorship, which is Mary Brown. Mary Brown sponsored the event for 200 packs of food set. And the partnership of this event is Santuni Asnaf Club Kelantan.
Next is risk management. Risk management refers to the process of identifying, assessing, and planning how to address potential risk. Based on this event, we had identifying 3 potential risks, which is allergic reaction, weather condition, and volunteers no-shows. For justification strategies, we have justified and response towards all the identified potential risks. For allergic reaction, we had justified to put a clear labels of all the ingredients to avoid potential allergy. And for the response, we had asked our volunteers to ask the person first before handing the foods to avoid potential allergy. And next is weather condition. We had justified that the weather on that day can be too hot and it can lead to dehydrated of our volunteer and the participant. So for the response, we had created a teams with a few members which we will in charge in emergencies if collapse or dehydrates of our volunteers happen. Lastly, for volunteers no-show, we had justified to ask the organizers to make a confirmation with the volunteers who can attend the event or absence. With this kind of condition, we had to make a list of backup volunteers to cover the absence volunteers. For risk monitoring and reviews, we have 3 steps, which is before the event, during the event, and after the event. Before the event step, the organizers should hold a meeting with all the volunteers and participants to explain the timeline and their responsible clearly so that there is no confusion about what will happen on the day of the event. For during the events, the managers should make sure all the volunteers attend and the foods arrive as planned. The managers also needs to monitor every single time of the event so that he can know the latest update. The managers also need to encourage the volunteers to give the food to others and also use communication apps or device like WhatsApp, Tele, or any other device to communicate so that he can get the latest update about what the situation. For after the event, the managers should make sure the area that they rent, which is the UITM parking lots, are cleared from the rubbish or any plastic as clear as before we do the event there. The managers also need to thanks to all the volunteers who are participates in the event and do their responsibility. And lastly, the managers should take a lesson based on their mistake and improve it during the next event.
The conclusion is food charities are essential in helping communities deal with hunger and food insecurity. This organization ensure that families and individuals in need have access to wholesome food and basic essentials by working tirelessly and devotedly. Through the utilization of many marketing and promotional tactics, including social media campaign, community event, and commercial collaboration, food charities can effectively increase public awareness mobilize volunteers, and secure essential funding from contributors.